Hi guys, today we're going to discuss how to actually identify the direction of the market using the price action. Alright, so for today's video we're going to use Nifty and Banknifty to do our analysis. Right now, first of all, let's start with what's happening in the chart currently. What does it look like? Does it look like we are in an uptrend or a downtrend, or does it look like the downtrend is over and the market has given a signal to start going up? Now you need to think about these things and try to answer these questions again after the end of this video, right? So now how I would look at this on a naked chart without any indicators would be by starting to understand what the long-term view is, right? So how I do this is I would always start on a higher time frame, all right, so that I can capture more of the market direction. Now here, if you see, price has been in an uptrend for quite a while, from 2016 Feb onwards, right? So I'd like to capture this trend with the reference point of a trend line. And the trend line that I'd like to make is the one which would have the maximum number of touches, both as support and as resistance, right? So if you just look at this from a third person point of view, right, by zooming out, things become much clearer. In fact, the more number of touches, the stronger the trend line. And if I extend it, I can see that, let me see for how long is this trend line been valid. Yeah, so the reason that I have supports before as well is what gives me the confidence that I am able to understand the market direction and make this trend line appropriately, right? So as you can see, we start from here. Basically, we are looking at swings which can be which are touching this trend line, right? So this is a weekly chart, so it's a very long-term move, but then this pretty much covers what happens on the chart. Here you can see price was struggling in this area. There was a breakout, then a breakdown and a pullback. Again, it was tested here multiple number of times, right? And here again it was struggling. Here there was a breakout and a breakdown, and here it was acting as support and resistance. Then finally there was a breakout here. All right, so that gives you a pretty much good picture of what is really the reference point for the trend. Alright, now once you've identified this main one, the long-term move, now we need to also go and see the price action on the shorter time frame, right? Because weekly is a very long scenario that we are looking for. Okay, let's see what happens on the hourly chart. This is a nearby support which was broken. All right, and currently we see the price did there was a breakout and a pullback, and now it is above this particular support. Also, we have these highs, right? So we have a triangle here, a symmetrical triangle, and the price action is right in between. All right, so looking at this, what are the conclusions that you can draw from this market? So once you're understanding this, then you can further go into 15 minutes to time your entries, but we will not be touching on that today. We're just understanding the price, the direction of the price using the market movement. All right. Okay, so how I would trade this is, first of all, I can clearly see if I zoom out that how this level has acted as a resistance and support in the past. Okay, since we do it on the weekly chart, we need to adjust it a little bit for the lower time frame. Yes. Okay, this confirms the validity of this trend line that we have drawn. So zooming out and doing this is the best way to do this. Now you can see price has actually fallen. Let's see if we have any other trend lines that we can make any resistances. So I would not want to make another one, it gets too jumbled up. Right, so that's it. That's all we have. So we have the next level of resistance here at 11,442. Right, so what we're expecting Nifty to do is, Nifty has a strong potential of touching this level, and once it reaches here at 11,445 and then gives us a reversal signal here, or a swing low break, or a, let's say price touches this line and gives us a reversal signal like this, like an engulfing, or a body dominating close like a candlestick like this where there's no tail on the lower side, a close like this on this moving average or on this resistance, that would be our signal to start selling again. So we are somewhere in between the price action right now, and we would wait for the market to reach here and then sell. Now some of you might be wondering that can we buy right now? All right, so if you want to buy, you need to be aware that as of now you are going to be buying against the trend, which means that first of all your target would be this resistance, and since you're buying against the trend, there is a possibility that the market would just say move up till here and then fall, or again move up and go back, right? Or it might continue to fall without touching this resistance. So if you're selling, if you're buying, you need to be aware of the fact that price might change its course anytime. Second thing is, for you to buy, you have to be strict with the stop loss. Right now, this would be the ideal stop loss just below this point, and the target would be here. Risk to reward seems pretty good, so yes, you can take a buy, but even here there is no confirmation candle for a buy, right? There was this rejection candle and then price went sideways. So if you were to take a buy here, you would have to wait for a strong confirmation on the lower time frame. Now we are on the 15-minute chart, and if we have a strong body dominating candlestick closing above this range, then you can expect the market to go, and at least there's a higher chance that the market would be going up and testing the trend line on top, this one. So then we would be targeting around 11,445. All right, so now I hope the view on Nifty is clear. All we've done is we have just used the price action to analyze this. So we are looking at the market touching this level and then giving us a reversal signal from here. First support would again be 116 and then the new low. Now on the weekly chart, once you see that price action has actually gone back above this line and we have a close like this is a very strong reversal signal. You can see there was a gap up after that. So if you have a body dominating close above this resistance line, then we know that we are back up on the uptrend. Until then, we are still looking at a bearish move. All right, now let's take a look at Banknifty and try to analyze that using the same method that we just saw. All right, so we go into Banknifty. This is the weekly chart, and what we're trying to do here is we're trying to understand where can we find our levels to draw our trend line. Okay, now there's a possibility you might not get it right the first time, which is absolutely okay. It's all about trial and error. Just use the one which gives you the maximum number of touches. The one that acts as both support and resistance is the one would be more reliable. Okay, so I see this is the clear trend line that I can draw here, which is able to identify the dominant trend. Okay, and I would also like to extend it backwards to see how much of the price action did fall on it. Okay, so once you go into a lower time frame, you would obviously have to adjust it a little bit, but more or less it is giving you a good signal, a good clear picture of the overall trend, right? We have zoomed out on the weekly chart, so we are looking at the price action all the way from 2009. So it went up here, it was breached multiple number of times, but this is the median line that we would like to focus on. Okay, this week is looking like a reversal, but as of now it is still an inside candle, and last week was a strong bearish candle. Also this week's candle is still forming. Right, now that we've got this, let's go into the hourly chart. Let's see how we would like to adjust our trend line so that it is touching the points where it needs to touch. Yes. Alright, now you can see that just like Nifty, we also have a resistance on Banknifty, and if we were to see the recent price action on the hourly time frame, we had the breakout of this support line and price, so very similar movement to what we saw on Nifty, right? Price broke this and went back up, and now it is playing at this level. So again, for you to take a trade, two ways to do this. Either we wait for the market to retest 29,235 and give us a breakout signal like this, a body dominating candlestick, or a reversal signal, or we wait for the market to or we try to capture this retracement, the market movement up till here, right? So in that case, we would go into the 15-minute chart, and if we have a confirmation that this range is broken, we would take a buy with a stop loss below this level, and the target would be our hourly resistance, right? This strong long-term resistance, which is at 29,220. All right, I hope that's clear. Now here in this, just to do a recap, we haven't used any indicators. We've just used this line which we have drawn for the trend line. So we go into the weekly chart, we identify the long-term trend, the one that is currently prevailing, the dominant long-term trend. And then we go into the hourly chart to find the recent price action. We want to see whether the market is above the long-term trend reference line or below. And then you look for the ideal entry point with regards to the current trend which is prevailing. All right, I hope it's simple to understand because there's no indicators on the chart. If you have any questions, you can post on the comments, and I would be happy to get your analysis on different stocks or different currencies using this method. You could mail this to me. You guys have the email address. You could reach out to us through our website, or you could share it on the comments. All right, that's it. Thank you. See you again on Friday. Bye-bye.